Final Fantasy is a name attached to many titles, but this isn't about the modern titles. My favorite Final Fantasy game is Final Fantasy I for the NES. Those of you who have played the game likely remember the huge amount of options and customization for the time, but also that the game is a slow-paced, buggy mess where half of it didn't work. As you may guess, FFR randomizes parts of the game. Importantly, it also has tons of bug fixes and quality of life improvements that make the game way more fun to play. FFR has a huge quantity of options to experiment with and to fine-tune your experience. With all of the improvements that can be made to the base game, our improved vanilla preset, which you can tweak however you want, is the best way to play Final Fantasy I. And this is just what you can do without the randomization part. Randomizing a video game is not a new concept. Many randomizers exist, and they are a lot of fun. Randomizers can shuffle all sorts of things like items, abilities, and the map. They are a great way to make your favorite game feel fresh, because they will cause you to do things in a different order, with different loadouts, causing you to have different challenges. And because the process is based on randomness, it can continue to be a fresh experience indefinitely. FFR has so many options on how to shuffle your game, with new options always in development, that you'll never run out of new, interesting combinations. The sheer vastness of everything can be overwhelming. The helpful tooltips attached to every setting sometimes isn't enough. Thankfully, there is a part of the randomizer that I have completely ignored up until this point. FFR is not a software in isolation. Welcome to the FFR community. The community offers 3 big services that are very valuable for learning to use the randomizer, even if you have never played the original game. There's the wiki at wiki.finalfantasyrandomizer.com, which has tons of resources, including a full onboarding guide. The wiki also documents Duck Bootcamp. New and/or inexperienced players are called ducklings, and have events and training made specifically for them by the Duck program. Duck Bootcamp has multiple weeks of training broadcasts showing how to beat that week's flag set, which is the curated settings for the randomizer. Finally, the biggest one. The FFR Discord server is full of people who can answer any questions you have and walk you through difficult things. The community is the best part of FFR. I could tell you about it all by myself, but I think it's more fitting to talk about it with another member of the FFR community.
Sure. I'm Oslodo. I have been, I guess, kind of a video game guy for a very long time, and currently I sit as an arbiter in the Final Fantasy Randomizer community, and am one of the, I guess, sub bosses that do some of the coding for the randomizer itself. Well, the community has been incredibly supportive of a lot of things, from us doing the charity events, which are huge, to organizing tournaments for one another. And the community is very accepting and open. They allow you to go as far or as high as you want to go. If you just want to run races, you can just run races. If you just want to hang out in the food chat and talk about food, you can do that. If you want to really put forward a concerted effort to try and make the community a better place, people will notice that. And I have to give a lot of thanks to a lot of the members who supported me when we wanted to do our podcast and didn't immediately tell us no. It's a really great community. I have met so many people in the FFR community that I consider to be good friends. From guys like, Jay Scheidel, Saracen, my counterpart Odoron, Dark Moon. A lot of great people that I have met that I would definitely consider more than just internet friends. The community has always been a family to me, and FFR became a safe haven. I could go there, I could talk to people, I could shut my brain off and just kind of exist. And that's the best part of this community.
Now, I would like to ask, how did you find FFR in the first place?
So and I have no idea how I managed to find this. I don't. But I stumbled upon what I believe was it was before it was the winter tournament, it was the spring tournament. And I stumbled upon that, and I'm pretty sure it was Spellzap Racing. And I was like, huh, I remember Final Fantasy from when I was, when I was a kid. This is kind of neat. And I watched for a bit, and I was like, this is actually really interesting. And then, of course, at the end of every race, they say, hey, come out and join the Discord and blah, blah, blah.
Uh, join the Discord if you have enjoyed this. Uh, try a randomizer seed yourself. If you've got any kind of questions about if you have any kind of questions about the randomizer, join the Discord. Ask in our new player duck pond, or in any of our chat channels, any of our main chat channels, and people will be happy to answer questions. Um, it's a lot of fun. It's one of the best randomizer communities I've been a part of.
So I thought to myself, you know what? Why not? I'll go out and I'll join. And for the longest time, I was very quiet, didn't do a lot. In 2023, I kind of had a resurgence. I came back. I joined the Duckling program again, and that was the first time I'd actually run races competitively. But to this day, I don't know, and I can't remember. I'd love to be able to, how I found the randomizer. I don't know if it was just a random YouTube algorithm that said, hey, you might be interested in this.
Well, that story leads pretty well up to the next question, which is, how did you learn to play? You mentioned the duck program.
Yeah, so for the longest time, I didn't say much. I was a very quiet, almost a lurker type of individual. I just hung around the server, and I would run the async and the Duckling weeklies just to have something to do, something fun. And I kind of got the basic idea from watching a lot of the other runners, people like Fizzle, Dark Moon, Luffy, a lot of the high-end runners that are still in the community today. I watched them and got tips from them and learned about stuff like that. Then I started in the Duckling program, and I actually joined the Derby. And I thought to myself, well, I'll see what I can do. I'll see what happens. And I joined the Derby. Yeah, it was pretty instrumental. And after that, the biggest advantage that I have was Hate 13th. Hate 13th. He came to me during the first fall league that I was around for, and he said, hey, you did real good in the Derby. We'd love to have you on Bubble Soda Co. Let's do this. I was like, are you sure? Like, I came I came in fourth in the finals. Like, I didn't win. He's like, nope, we want you on the team. And having guys like him and Saracen, um, definitely, definitely were a huge influence in being able to hone my skills.
Yeah, even after the duck program is at least not officially your teacher, there's still team events and all sorts of ways to continue to get better at the game.
Absolutely. Fall League is a great program because it comes right after the Derby most times. But yeah, Fall League coming right afterwards. It used to be you'd see the teams out there being like, hey, looking for players, and you'd always get a couple of ducks that, to be fair, they were a bit apprehensive. Even I was a bit apprehensive. I was like, well, I'm on a team now, and there's people that are going to be, pulling for me, and they're going to be relying on me, and that was kind of a different feeling. And I can still remember being in some of those race rooms and just having the nerves, and those nerves don't go away. So the alternate fiend code was definitely it was there before I was, but it was very small. And when we decided to expand it and expand it rapidly, um, I discovered the way that I wanted to do it wouldn't actually work. So I had to rewrite a very large chunk of the code and move it around. But that was my first real foray into adding big things to the randomizer. It was not necessarily writing my own code, it was standing on the shoulders of giants. I could see what needed to be done and could use the code and manipulate it just enough to make it work.
Yeah, the code's written quite well. It's surprisingly easy to make small features and adjustments on top of what's already made. Don't you agree with that?
Absolutely. A lot of the admins and the devs that came before me definitely did a really good job of keeping things concise and keeping things really clear. Um, it's also really nice that a lot of them have left notes behind to let you know, hey, hey, this. And I know a few of the senior dev admins have been really instrumental in cleaning the code to make it very easy for people like myself or you who want to step into the coding world to basically look at it and say, you can do this, and we'll let you do it within reason. And here's the resources that you have in front of you.
What is your favorite part of the randomizer itself?
Now, see, I could be a bit biased about that and just say the alternate fiends because there's that. But the best part of the randomizer itself is everything that made it that fixed the bugs and made it faster. Anyone who's played the original Final Fantasy knows it takes a good 3 seconds when you enter a town for it to fade in and fade out. It takes so much time and you move so slowly. So when we went along and changed that and made that faster, that was night and day. That made the game playable again. It was like speedboat, yes, speedboat very important. The boat going fast like that. But even with a slow boat turned on, the encounters were quicker, the game moved faster. That that made all the difference. That took a game that was based in the NES that was just sometimes a bit of a slog to get through. It made it so much more accessible. And not just for me, for a lot of people.
Yeah, my biased answer would be something like the Lefanian shortcut, but it really is all the quality of life improvements and the bug fixes. All the different spells actually work how they were intended.
That's a big one. That's a big one. Because, yeah, no one wants to use lock and find out it does the opposite of what it says it does.
Do you have any final thoughts that you'd like to share with someone who's considering joining the community?
Just, it's one thing to, come into a community, because I've done it before, and you don't really know where you are, and people are just, you're just like, are these people going to be polite? Are they going to be nice to me? I have never felt more welcomed in a community than I did in FFR when I started. And it's a community where, again, if you're willing to put your best fate forward and to just be a help and be good and just be a good person, you can go as far as you go. Because take it from somebody who started off shy, only running weekly seeds and just posting times and saying GGs and then going about his business, to go from that in 2023 to it being 2025. I went from that to being being a moderator, to getting to being a boss in the dev community, to now being elected to the position of arbiter, all in 2 years. It's The community is so welcoming of anyone who wants to come in and make it a better place. It's just, it's great.
And
we
it's
have
full
some
of
fun
people
too.
who are working to make it a better place.
And that's it. Like you're gonna make friends here. If you're in the US and you want to go to the live event, go to the live event. I would love to go, but it's kind of difficult to get to the States from Canada right now. That's just it. It's if you've played the old game and you kind of liked it, come give it a shot. If you play the randomizer, you don't have to join the Discord. You just go to FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. Away you go. Load it up, randomize your ROM, play around with it. If you get stuck, join the Discord. Ask around. People will be more than willing to give you a hand. I've talked to many a person and encouraged many a person, whether they be running their first seed, getting in a situation where they don't think they can beat a seed, or even attempting to join the dev community and code a little bit. Everyone gets the same amount of encouragement. Come and give it a shot. No one's gonna yell at you for breaking the beta. Trust me, done it enough. And no one's gonna get mad if you pop into the seeds in progress and say, "I'm stuck, please help." And if you want to race, you're more than welcome to race. If you just want to hang out and make some new friends, we're more than happy to have you too.